let's continue on our time class by adding another operator to it. So I currently have a time t1 or t1 and a time t2. Let's give this time t1, let's actually give it some values. So I could say that this is 0 hours. Let's go, what is that has 3 minutes. Let's go 59 minutes and 45 seconds or something like that. Okay, so we want to be able to add these two times together. So I'll say time t3 is equal to t1 plus t2. There we go. And then we'll print out t3. And theoretically, this should print out the addition of this. So it should be 45 plus 5 minutes. It should be 50 minutes. This should roll over. We want this to be an hour and 2 minutes. So it will show 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 50 seconds. That is our goal. All right? Okay. Currently, it doesn't do that. If I run this right now, it gives me errors. And the reason why is because it doesn't have an overloaded operator to do this. It doesn't know innately that the plus sign and how it should handle that plus sign. So let's go over to our time.h class, and we're going to define what that actually means. Okay, let's actually kind of look at both of them. Go back here. We know that our return type of this added to this is going to be an instance of time. So I'm going to come over here, and our return type, I always like this one last. You could put that anywhere, but I always like the friend function last. So my return type is going to be a time. All right. The parameter, this is going to be the object right here, and the parameter is this t2. So my parameter is going to be a time as well. You cannot see when that comes up. Okay, so that's my parameter. Now my function name is going to be the keyword operator. Operator plus, because I'm overloading the plus operator to be able to add two times together. Okay, so now let's go down and code that. I'm going to copy this because that'll save us some typing, but just so you know, it's not that different. I'm going to put this right in here. I like that operator last. It lets me know how to find it. So instead of a semicolon at the end, we're going to put our open close parentheses. Okay, this is not a friend function this time, and the reason why it's not a friend function is because we have an object right here. T1 is our object. That's our parameter. It's returning that. Versus with the cout statement, there was nothing to be my object. Okay, so since this is not a friend function, we do need to include our scope resolution operator to include this operator as part of our class. Okay, there we go. Let's code this now. So we have the number of seconds. The number of seconds, let's bring our object and name it. Let's just call it t. And we know how many seconds there are going to be. The seconds are just going to be however many seconds my current object has, plus however many seconds my incoming object has. Okay, do the same thing for minutes and hours. I probably should have gone in order, so int minutes equals minutes plus t dot minutes. There we go. Okay, and the next thing I want to do is I want to adjust the time so that if I have any seconds over 60, it goes up to a minute. And if I have any minutes over 60, it goes up to an hour. So let's just do a little adjust time method in here. So I'm just going to make this like a private method because we're not going to use it outside the class. So I'm just calling it here, and we'll code this here in just a sec. So once I have the hours, minutes, and seconds, I can declare a new instance of my time. I don't know, new time? Sounds good. And my new time is going to just be the new set of hours, the new set of minutes, and the new set of seconds. I called it S. And realistically, we shouldn't call it here. I'm going to Control X this, because if we're creating an instance here, we should call this in our constructor. So as soon as it gets created, it automatically adjusts for that. Okay, so now once I've created my new time instance, I can just return that value. There we go. Okay, this one is done, but it's going to give us an error because we haven't quite adjusted the time. Let's go code this one before we test it out. So as I said, this is just going to be a private method. It's not returning a value. And it's private because I'm not using it anywhere outside of the class. It's just kind of a little helper for me. Okay, so we'll put this maybe right here. Void, still need my scope resolution operator. Okay, and all we said was basically if the seconds goes above 60, add it to the minutes. So let's just kind of code that far. If the seconds goes greater than or equal to, if you have 60 seconds, that's 1 minute. If our seconds goes over 60, then we want to add that to our minutes. Let's figure out how many seconds over 60 that is. So int however many minutes I'm going to add is equal to the number of seconds divided by 60. That will give us how many seconds I need. Okay, now I've got to add that many minutes. So now I've added to the minutes. I've got to subtract it from my seconds now. So seconds minus equals whatever my add minutes is minus or times 60, right? I could also do modulus division there. That would work as well. Okay, so that will account. I've calculated how many seconds over or how many minutes that's going to be, because maybe it's like 270 seconds. We never know. All right, now I want to do the same exact thing for the minutes. So I'm just going to copy this. And knowing me, I'm going to forget to change something else. So go ahead and let me know if I've messed things up. But I'm going to change that to minutes. And this is going to be hours. This will be minutes. That means this is hours. That means this is add hours. And there's an extra O there that's uppercase. There we go. Minutes. And add. I should have really just copied that. Okay, because our logic's the same. If the minutes go above 60, then calculate how many hours that is, add that many hours to our hours variable, and so forth, so on and so forth. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm going to compile this and see if we get 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 5 seconds. Oh, I did my math wrong. It is 2 hours. Yes, because there was already an hour there. And then we added another hour to it. But it did work. It's just my math was wrong and their math was correct. Yay. And I can't add 59 and 3. That should have been, that is correct. 2 is correct. So it does look like it's working. It's just my math is wrong. Okay. So now we've shown you how to do an additional operator. Let's go in, catch us in the next video, and we'll try doing like a plus equal operator next.